Wrong button.
My dad tells stories of a terrible war that happened across the sky. Heroes fought and died to give us a chance to start over. All that I know from their Earth are the creatures they sent along with us. And here on Arat, every day is a fight to survive. But if anyone can tame this new world, we can.
All right, so that was the trailer, or the newest trailer for Ark 2. And there's a lot of information that was just thrown out from Studio Wildcard here in the last little bit. So yeah, here, let me just pop up like this. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Yeah, today, well, I'm Phlinger Phoo, and today we're going to be discussing quite a bit of the Ark 2 news that was just released, because there was a lot of information. It was kind of just info dumped on everybody on Sunday, and it was really amazing. And if you really weren't paying super attention to it, a lot of it you may have missed quite a bit of it. So, yeah, you know what? Let's grab a cup of coffee. Let's go talk about some of the news that is coming for Ark 2. Now, one of the biggest things I want to make sure everybody is aware of is that they pushed it back from 2022, or from late 2022 to sometime in 2023. And they did this, they actually mentioned it a couple times in what we're going to be discussing today. They did it so where they could just concentrate more on the game and worry about everybody's kind of, their workers' health and everything like that, which I think is very important. It's I think it's a good call. If they needed the time, take the time, make a good game. That's really all I care about. I just want a good game, and I want nobody to beat themselves up over it, because, I know exactly how that feels. You don't want to do that. So, yeah, I think while it is unfortunate that they pushed it back, if they need it, they need it. So, all right, with that said, let's move on. All right, so here they started off with, we have so much on the horizon for Ark Universe, and we don't want to keep our community waiting any longer, so let's skip the preamble and jump right in. There we go, there's the trailer. We just watched that at the very start of the video. It's a good trailer, I like it, and all of it was recorded with in-game footage, which is huge because the Unreal Engine 5... oh my god, is absolutely amazing. The fact that they're building Ark 2 in Unreal 5 is... I can't wait. Oh my god. All right, so yeah, we're currently working on an expansive sequel for our with all our might. But we have postponed the release to 2023. That's understandable. All right, but also with the with them being able to put it on Unreal 5, plus also with however they're working it, they're able to get full mod support for console players, which is huge. Which means that while Ark is only really has mods on PC, Ark 2 will have it on Xbox, PS4, and PC. Although, however, to anybody who was around on Ark in the early days, you're aware that the game didn't come out on consoles right away, and it came out on Xbox before it did on PS4. That's just the deal that they have with Xbox, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what they're doing this time, because they're announcing it for Xbox. They don't want to get PS4s or PS5s. They don't want to get them super psyched about it yet, because they're just not releasing. They probably have an exclusivity deal with Xbox, and that makes sense. It really does. Little things like that help them out in their development. So, yeah, it'll be coming to Xbox, and then if it's anything like the original Ark, it'll later come probably 6 months to a year after for PS5, which is unfortunate, but that's just the nature of things. All right, so we believe that Ark 2 will be the ultimate primal survival experience and want to devote the resources needed to bringing that to fruition. Yes, please. When you finally take your first steps into the beautiful and dangerous world of Arat in 2023, we intend that it'll have been worth the time to get there. Yes, please. And yeah, if you haven't already wishlisted on Steam, I know I already have. So yeah, I have wishlisted, follow it, everything. All right, so a few things. All right, survive the past, tame the future. Suddenly awakened on a strange primal world filled with dinosaurs and humans struggling for dominance, you must piece together the history of how you arrived there, team up with legendary heroes, and confront powerful dark forces seeking to control the fate of all life. So I think that with this right here, they're kind of taking what they did with the original Ark, you know, the whole Helena storyline as she's going through the different maps and she meets up with a bunch of people like Rockwell, you know, the thing who waited, or the one who waited, all sorts of different ones with the whole story. They're recreating that, only this time they're using Vin Diesel as Santiago, because if you follow the storyline, Santiago kind of, well, I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but he kind of up and went elsewhere and nobody really knew where. Now we know. All right, so yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Protect his daughter Mika, voiced by Alio Krav. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce her name. It's from the Ghosts. I'm sure there'll be people in the comments telling me the correct pronunciation. I appreciate those, but yeah, I don't want to mangle her name in on this. All right, from the Ghosts of the Ancient Past and Visions of a New Future. All right, that's kind of cool. All right, now the fact that they're able to do the whole stacking mods for the consoles is, to be honest, I'm not sure everybody realizes just how huge that is. It's very, very impressive. That's very, very cool. I look forward to seeing exactly how they put that in there. All right, best in class third person only gameplay. Now, this one right here kind of made me perk up my ears a little bit, because with Ark, you can freely transition between first person and third person, but best in class third person is advanced character traversal mechanics like mantling, free climbing, parkour, sliding, and swinging, which makes me think that they're taking inspiration from things like Tomb Raider and what is it? There's a couple other different games on the PS4 and such like that, where you can seriously just climb up things, and then also maybe even Conan a little bit, Conan Exiles, where you can totally do that. And I honestly, if that's the course they're taking, I say more power to them. If it gives you the ability to do a lot more things, then yes, please, because that's one of the things that Ark is limited by, is their inability to be able to, you know, just climb up things without having, like, you know, tools, well, kind of buggy tools at sometimes, you know, like grappling hooks and then the climbing picks. I mean, honestly, the original game wasn't really made around that, and then they added them in later. So of course there's going to be a little bit of bugs. Now they're building it from the ground up where you can do stuff like that, and I think that it is going to be amazing. All right, Souls-like melee combat. Target lock, blocks, dodges, combos, staggers, special attacks, emphasizing player skill-based action. This right here is really, really cool. It's, honestly, it means that you're going to be able to do a lot more in combat. More like Conan Exiles, only better from the sounds of it. It sounds really, really cool, because that's one of the things that I really loved about some other games that they just don't have in Ark, is that in Ark, you grab a weapon and you swing it. That's it. That's all she wrote. In other games, you can have shields, you can dodge, you can spin around, you can, you know, have certain types of light attacks, heavy attacks, you know, all sorts of different things. And if they're adding that into Ark, yes, please, I cannot wait. Honestly, I'm getting chills just kind of thinking about it. All right, massive new alien environment. Explore a mysterious, chaotic world where native flora and fauna have been overrun by invasive primeval creatures from an extinct Earth. Now, this right here, I think they're actually giving a little bit of spoilers or a little bit of context as to how they're going to be handling the inclusion of dinos on this island. That maybe when Santiago came here, some sort of rift or something opened up that adds in that allowed a bunch of the dinosaurs to follow in, and then they're kind of um, like the humans on in the movie Avatar, where they're not supposed to be there, but they're coming in and they're an invasive species. I kind of like that concept. I think it's pretty cool. All right, component-based item crafting. This right here just sounds kind of like more like what Ark has right now. Construct your weapons and tools from a range of distinct modules to customize their look and functionality. Now that's kind of cool, where they have the skin effect built into how you craft it. All right, millions of possible combinations enable you to craft your own unique gear. That would be so cool. All right, the fact that it's component-based, that you can actually take and you can kind of specialize, and you can make certain things just look exactly how you want them. I really, really like that. The fact that you can't do that in Ark right now is unfortunate, but I really look forward to seeing being able to do stuff like that, because from a content creator's perspective, anything that makes you unique it's a huge plus. So yeah. All right, dynamic world events. Natural and unnatural occurrences are always happening across the game world, independent of your presence. Your choices of deciding whether to interact with these events will yield rewards or challenges. Honestly, if you've ever played a game like, let's see, Rift, and anything that has, different effects that spawn up around the map while you're doing things, that offers you opportunities to break up the monotony and the grind of what some survival games actually have. I say the more the better. Honestly, I think it's kind of cool. All right, opposing PvE force. This one right here has got me so excited, though. All right, the hostile Arate hunt and attack you riding their own tamed creatures as they seek to drive human interlopers from their world. This one, the fact that you get just this huge PvE boost in the amount of content that you have, because a lot of people see, that's one of the things that a lot of PvEers don't understand, is that if Ark was just Ark is essentially let me back up a little bit. Most survival games are essentially PvP games. I understand this. A lot of people understand this. PvPers, they thrive in it. All right? But the fact that what sets Ark and some other survival games aside, what sets them apart from the rest of the pack, is the fact that they not only have the PvP stuff, they also have a PvE stuff that has huge amounts that's added onto it. Plus, they also have single player, and then they also allow mods. There's so many different things that add to it as to why Ark was so huge. Not to mention the whole, riding on a T-Rex thing, but we'll just refuse to mention that one because that's such a small detail at this point. No, I'm just kidding. All right, but yeah, that's one of the things. So where, Ark, it's not just for peers. It's not like some of the other survival games. It's not just for that. It's PvE. It's also people who just want to play single player. All sorts of different things. There's just so much that you can get from it. You can play it how you want to. And that's one of the big things. I think that's lost on a lot of other game developers, but not Wildcard. I think Wildcard's kind of nailing it on the head with that one. All right, let's see. Advanced template building and sharing. Instanced rendering and network streaming enable much higher client and server performance for large player-built structures. And, okay, now this one right here, and a longer draw distance, survivors can set up and save their own preferred building templates, share them, and place prospective templates layouts in the world to then build them out as a team. See, this one right here has got me a little bit wondering what they mean by the instance rendering and network. All right, do they have different instances based? Are they going with kind of a map like Atlas, only in an Unreal 5, which I don't understand really how that would work, except for maybe having to see it in action. But I hope they don't have some sort of, instance player housing kind of thing, which would... The fact that you can build in the world and alter the world, it's huge. It's really good. Yeah, it destroys server performance, but if they're able to figure out how to do that and then not destroy the server performance, and also make it so where, large, massive structures don't create such a big, huge drag on a server. I think that's huge. As long as they don't lock it behind. Yeah, my base is over here inside of this little cave, but you have to go in there and there's a loading screen so you can go see it, and then it's like contained in this little bubble, and only I can interact with it. I'm not sure I like that idea. I hope they're not going with something like that. All right. Not like games like, like big time MMOs where they try to add in player housing as an afterthought. That's just not good. All right, but also the fact that you can take templates and you can share them and place the templates in different places. This is pretty big because I've had a lot of times. Some of my bases, they get pretty massive and pretty. I enjoy building them. And to me, they're just a base, their function. But sometimes they look really good. And even to this day, some players are going, hey, can I get a blueprint of your base for, say, Season 4? And I don't have it because you don't have the functionality. You just have to kind of watch the video where I built it and kind of copy along. But this right here, you'll be able to build your own. Or you'll be able to build the blueprint and then just be like, here you go, and just share it with people. From a content creator perspective, that's really, really cool. All right, sensory-based creature AI. No omnipresent radar. Animals now track and hunt by sight, sound, and smell. This is really, really cool. All right, see, because this is one of the things they were supposed to do in the original, where they moved in the herds and stuff like that, which it never really came fully into fruition. But they tried. They tried a lot. They tried really hard. It's just, I think there were a lot of limiting factors on their AI and such like that. All right. Hide from predators with visual camouflage and environmental obstructions. Can you say predator with Arnie Swartz in the mud? Yeah, please. Thank you. More of that? Yes. All right. To learn to mask your scent. Dynamic pathing enables creatures to intelligently maneuver around obstacles and player-built structures. That's kind of cool. So you don't get the Alpha Raptor hung up on the gate. That's cool. All right, and if they do this in a way that makes it so where it's really, really hard to use taming pens, that would be huge. Because that's one of the things that I don't think they ever originally intended is using taming pins in the original Ark, and they had to change how they developed the game to compensate for different things like that. And yeah, and you can see that nowadays with a lot of their different taming functions, they're doing it in a way that taming pins just aren't allowed. A lot of the different ways of taming things, and I think that's kind of cool. All right, character progression and skill system. And also, this picture of the dodo, I love that. That's from the trailer. That's awesome. All right. Gain both experience points from gameplay and knowledge points by accomplishing key objectives and overcoming unique challenges to progress along a massive skill tree with the new active abilities, perks, and passive benefits. I really love this idea. It's you're taking the engram system plus the experience system from Ark. You're also going from Conan Exiles with the ability scores. And all sorts of different games. I think if they can pull that off and make it really expansive so where you can actually kind of specialize your character, but not do it in a way that you exclude a ton of the other engrams and such like that, like an Ark. So where, if you're playing on single player or something like that, you can choose to play by yourself, or you can play with a tribe on a server, and then everybody can do their own thing, but it doesn't lock you out of certain ways of crafting certain things, or it doesn't lock you out from being able to craft certain things. So it's like a specialized, but not a hard lock specialized. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how they do this, but if they did it the way Ark did it, I see only good things. All right, full utilization of the Unreal Engine 5. Enough said. Yes, please. Give me more. Give it to me now. Thank you. All right. Redefining the Ark genre with Ark 2. All right, so this one right here, I don't know. I really, really am looking forward to the entire thing, and I'm trying so hard not to get super hyped up for it, but the more I see, it's just hard to not get really, really hyped up. So, yeah. All right, and now there's a huge message from the founders. I'm going to cover a little bit of it, but a lot of it I'm just going to scroll through like this, just so where everybody can kind of read it a little bit. If you want to, you can pause the video and go through. But yeah. All right. When we first released Ark Survival Evolved in 2015, we had no idea how big it would eventually become. It was beyond our wildest expectations that 7 years later we'd be developing an eon-spanning narrative across multiple platforms, TV series, and none other than Vin Diesel in Ark. I think that's really, really cool. All right, and yet here we are, together with our wonderful players who have stuck with the Ark universe through thick Ragnarok and thin Flyer Nerf. Oh my god, I remember that. All right, now having a canvas far bigger than ever before, but that's what Ark 2 is, the biggest canvas ever for primal survival experiences, a next generation framework to play out your own survival stories. Now the fact that they're putting that into their biggest consideration, realizing that nobody's going to play Ark the exact same way, and you're going to be building your own story as you're going, creating the kind of sandbox for the players. That right there, it makes me want it even more. It's just the whole idea behind that. The fact that the developers are really, really taking that into consideration is super cool. All right, with Ark 2, we're seeking not only to enhance the game's narrative and world building, but also retouch and improve on all aspects of what constitutes an Ark game. Now that's really cool. They're basically they're taking the original game and they're updating it, but they're rebuilding it from the ground up the way it should have been. Because face it, when Ark first came out, they were so far ahead of the time that a lot of the technology that was being developed at the time, graphics cards and stuff, they still couldn't run it as well as it needed to be ran. Nowadays, it's not so bad because it's technology is, they're there. But I think they did a great job with everything. And then now rebuilding it, actually, from learning from the past mistakes and, also successes. I think that's huge. Bravo, guys. Good job. All right, so, okay, foremost among these redesigns are the core player mechanics. In the sequel, this is third person only. A lot of people are going to not enjoy that. I think it's kind of cool. Controls of movement for both players and creatures have been completely redesigned, taking inspiration from game systems like Assassin's Creed, automatic parkour, I like it, Breath of the Wild's climbing, yes please. Player characters can now clamber over the environment in a more realistic and freeform manner with a focus on primitive era combat. Santiago and Tech have a complicated relationship. See, I love the idea they're going primitive with everything. It's so cool. Yeah, I'm really, really digging that idea. Ark 2 draws heavily with Souls-like action for its human scale combat, on emphasis on dodges, blocks, light and heavy attacks, combos, and player reflex skill, a rarity for the PvP survival genre. For creature scale combat, suffice it to say for now that when you attack something with your T-Rex in Ark 2, the results are visceral. Oh man, the animation of the attack are actually hard impacts on the target, not passing through it. The victim's flesh is torn, and the target physically reacts at the location to the hit. All to convey the feeling of the raw power of such approach. I just got chills reading that. Oh my god. Yes, please. All right. Another area that we're particularly excited about is the world event system. Rather than simply having a more or less static environment with easily predictable and competitive occurrences, a la Ark 1, the new world event system is designed to ensure that unique things are always happening around the world, whether you are there or not. Events include procedurally dynamic scenarios like watering hole gatherings, wounded creatures, tracking the signs of advanced prey, stampedes, herds, defending endangered creatures to earn their trust, finding dens of parent creatures and their young, and more. This sounds amazing. Whether you choose to engage with these events is up to you, and each can yield unique rewards and challenges. Oh, I am just simply drooling from a content creator perspective and just a player perspective. That, just something like that just allows you to do so much. is so cool, and I hope that that system really takes off, that it really has a positive reaction when the game comes out, so where the developers like, yeah, the players like this, let's give them more. Yes, please. All right, there are too many other areas of fundamental changes in Ark 2. Whether it's the new opposing force, Aratai, who have their own tames, the new creature management and proper world map systems, the advanced component-based item crafting that enables players to choose exactly what their gear looks and functions like from millions of potential combinations, or the revamped build system, which provides innumerable more building options and enables saving and sharing of build templates. Or, well, there's just too much to go over here. Get the first preview of Ark 2 gameplay down the road, and we think you'll like what you see. Finally, saving perhaps the best for last, Ark 2 adds a revolutionary new feature for console players: fully stackable user-created mods, including on unofficial servers for the Xbox version of the game, enabled through official mod support by Mod.io. This means that players who create mods using the PC version will be able to upload them to the cloud and make them available for all console players to enjoy as well. With this, as we've seen with Ark 1 on PC, everything in the game can effectively be changed, improved, and redesigned. New creatures, new game types, new maps, new weapons and items and mechanics. Yes, modders can re-add first-person mode. That's cool. Oh my god, yeah. That is amazing. All right, so hey. But I think, yeah, okay, I have to read this last little bit. All right, with the power of Unreal Engine 5, the only limit will be the imagination of the content creators themselves. We're super stoked to witness the mind-blowing additions that players will no doubt create in their modern maps, and we believe that having all such user-created content playable on console in Ark 2 with the complete cross-platform server integration is going to change the nature of this genre forever. I agree. Oh man. All right, so yeah, I am really looking forward to this. There's so much information that was put out in this, and I am really, really, oh my god, I can't wait to get my hands on this. I can't wait to just chew on some more news. That sounds absolutely amazing. All right, so hey, I hope that I didn't ramble on too long. Honestly, I was just trying to give you my thoughts on all the information that came out on Sunday for Ark 2, and then exactly what the things I'm looking forward to the most, and generally, yeah, just my opinion on things. So hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe, and hey, yeah, until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody.